Hi. Okay, so I'm still alive, still happening. Yeah, I'm on round three, P2, and I'll try to give you the fast lowdown of what's been going on since I haven't been on the vlog circuit lately. And of course, Joy Joy had to join me. She got groomed today, so she's ultra super cute. Hi, Joy Joy. Okay, so I had to make a decision as far as how I was going to work going into into P2 round three. And the idea was that I didn't want to have to load, and I was unsure about my cycle, womanly cycle. Um, so I rolled the dice, and I went ahead and I started after 9 days of a very short P3. So I wouldn't have to load, and as of today, still doing good as far as I want to make sure I got my 9 days in with HCG before Tom came to town, and that has worked out that way, even though I wasn't sure. My cycle last month was quirky, so I wasn't too sure. But this is what's happened, okay? Try to fill you in fast, so it's not a super long vlog. All right, so I did good as far as maintaining within my 2 pound LDW or LIW, whichever you want to call it, up until the weekend prior to starting back on P2. And what happened for that weekend was there was a couple of food items I wanted to kind of get out of my system before I went back to P2. And actually Saturday I still did good. I had a couple things, but like really only tastes of them. So I still was within my LDW at that point. And then Sunday I had promised my husband that we would go out to eat. And again, I felt that I was really cautious about what I ate. You know, some things, you know, I knew for sure would definitely not be on P3 or P2, of course, but that it would be okay because I was very, very moderate up until the dessert that came with the meal. And we didn't even have that till I got home later that day, and or that night, and I went ahead and I had a portion of it. Still don't know. I mean, I think what happens, and you guys please comment about this because I don't think I'm alone with this one, but what happens, I think, is when you try to justify going ahead and having something that you think might put you over the edge, you always, of course, then conjure up all the people on either, in your brain, you conjure up people on either Facebook or vlogs that said, oh my gosh, I cheated like crazy, and, you know, thank God I only, you know, gained 0.2. Like 2 whole ounces they gained. So you kind of think to yourself, well, maybe I'll just be that person, you know, it won't be that big a deal. Well, no. So for what happened to me, you figure, okay, my last injection weight going off of round 2 was about 142. I think it was 142.4. No, I'm sorry. Last injection weight was 144 or something. And then I actually dropped down some more weight during my 72 hours off of HCG. So I had dropped down to 142.4. So I did that, and then, so like I said, so it was kind of easy for me to stay within actually the last injection weight, because I could kind of play with that weight, you know, because I've lost a little bit more. So going into, I think that Sunday, I was probably about 145, you know, not bad. Well, so I wake up on Monday morning to start P2, I'm like 149 point flip. It was like, what the flippin' heck? I was so pissed off. Sorry, getting a little radical there. Wasn't happy. But I also thought, you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to do this whether I started out, you know, out the gate, you know, super proper and perfect, or if I go out the gate like this. So I knew I was doing P2 no matter what, so on I went. Did P2. And it was going fine. You know, I've been releasing, you know, good. Of course, I was a little upset at myself because I was basically releasing what I had already released before, and I was really hoping that by today I could actually sit here and say, well, that's what happened, but by today I'm now on the, you know, backside of it, like I'm actually releasing, you know, in lands that I've never been before during HCG. Well, instead, well, let me back up a little bit. I also have a friend, same friend that, you know, has always been slender, you know, her whole life. You know, she'll contradict that and say, oh my gosh, I was 130 once. but it was her birthday, and we've known each other since before kindergarten, and so she wanted to go out to dinner and also then go back to her daughter's house to have pie. The steakhouse they chose, she understood if I wasn't going to go to that, because I mean everybody's just going to be eating, and my chance of being able to sit actually right next to her and talk to her were probably going to be nil to none. So I chose to just show up for the pie part of it at her daughter's home, with my trusty apple. So Saturday, that's what I did. And it was a rough, for some reason, I don't know why, it was a rough day, because by the afternoon I was just really feeling like sleepy tired. It was really strange. So I went to that, watched them all eat Marie Callender pies while I ate my apple. Now her husband did commend me in his very odd way, because when I went to leave, he said, oh, you know, you've done so good, and it really shows your commitment, you eating this apple, everybody else has pie. He's like, you know, you look great. He's like, well, don't get me wrong, you know, I like the big calling too, but, you know, it's just really great what you've done. So I'll take that as a compliment coming from him. Yeah. Sorry, I've never been that thrilled with my friend's husband that much. I sure hope they never see this vlog. Okay, so, anywho, yeah, so, you know, again, I've seen so many vlogs and also Facebook where people say that they power through, like Miss Cotton Candy Kisses, Chantel, you know what I'm talking about. You know, you go ahead, you don't do a cheat, you walk through the whole thing, you're being ultra, you know, like diamonds across the board, and you get up the next day and you barely have a release. Or like what happened to me this morning, after Saturday was really good, Sunday I was really good, and then this morning I get up and I had a gain from who knows from flipping what. So I'm at 145 something this morning. So I don't have my book. I keep everything in my book, and I didn't refer to it before I did this because I just wanted to basically escape my family was downstairs eating dinner, saying flippant remarks about the food that they were eating. I couldn't have it. I couldn't deal. I had to get out of there. So yeah. Sorry, I'm dumping on you guys like crazy tonight. Yeah, so I think what happened as far as Sunday is that actually Saturday and Sunday, I did not drink my water the way I do normally during the week, number one. So I think that could have been part of the game. I did, because I noticed over the weekend that like under my eyes it seemed like a little bit puffier, so like water retention was happening for some reason. I've been really liking this one meal. I totally love it, and I'm not mentioning this because I'm blaming it. I'm not. I think it's been wonderful on P2. It's Shannon Blog's shrimp scampi with the tomatoes. I hate tomatoes normally. I hate them. But the way this sautés with the shrimp and everything, oh, it's so good. But I did yesterday have a lot bigger tomato than I normally cook when I make that meal. So that could have been it. And I had a lot more stevia, like the chocolate flavored stevia drops than I normally do. So I don't know if maybe that threw my system off. But I'm banking my bottom dollar that tomorrow I'm going to get on that scale. Dag nabbit. I'm going to get on that scale, and I'm going to see a bodacious release. That's my plan, man. I did go ahead and I measured, since today is my 8th day on round 3, and I have lost another 3 inches. A lot of areas just stayed the same, but very key points for women's bodies did go down, which was my belly, my hips, and my butt. So I was happy about that, and I'm gonna wrap it up. And I'll try to vlog more often. I'll try to vlog shorter when I do vlog more often, and let you know what's going on, because damn if this is not going to be a good round for me. It's going to be a good round, dag nabbit. I try so hard not to cuss, because I'm not really a cusser. So I try to think of every other word I can come up. Like my grandma used to always say fudge when she was playing cards, and she'd get mad. Or sugar. Sugar and fudge is what they'd say, like if they got upset at the hand that they had on cards. I remember being a kid, and they'd go fudge or sugar. They were very devout Christians, so they always wanted to be very good. Okay, so anyway, I told you I'd leave. I'm gonna leave. Bye.